So it's a pleasure for me to be introducing Nkiru, COO and co-founder of MANSA. Thank you so much for being here. How are you?
Thanks so much for having me. Yeah, wonderful. What about yourself?
I'm great, thanks. So let's start with maybe a couple of words about MANSA.
Yeah, so MANSA is a global settlement platform. We provide stablecoin liquidity to licensed payments companies around the world so that they can real-time settle.
Okay, that was very clear and very efficient. What are the biggest real-world drivers behind stablecoin adoption in the market where MANSA operates? Any trends that might surprise our audience?
Well, so we partner with many payments companies who really specialize in emerging markets. And what we found is due to some of the dollar constraints, it's really hard for these fintechs to actually real-time settle. But it's also important that they have enough balance sheet, right, in the US dollar-dominated currency, so USDT, for instance, in the stablecoin parameter, where they can basically leverage that to real-time settle and send like payments cross borders.
I see. How does MANSA's stablecoin infrastructure make cross-border payments faster or cheaper compared to banks or other crypto solutions?
You know, we really focus on, settling really from the get-go for our clients. So really using stablecoin liquidity as a way to make these payments more efficient, as many of these payments companies require like pre-funding in different regions in order to actually send the payment either on behalf of a business or even for a consumer. So we really partner with those payments companies in order to enable that real-time settlement.
I see. With big players like Mastercard entering stablecoins, how do you see the future relationship between banks, crypto platforms, and specialized providers like MANSA?
Yeah, I think I always say the payments ecosystem is not just going to be run by one single player. I think synergy and collaboration across many different types of payments companies are needed in order to give users and businesses the most valuable solutions. I really believe that the future holds both like a fiat reality in the interim as well as a stablecoin powered focus, and with one that integrates and aggregates across all key different players from Mastercard to the banks to the fintechs.
Mm-hmm. Talking about Mastercard and these big players, maybe there are some things that you have been able to learn from them. What are some of the lessons that you have been learning while building MANSA? The tough ones, the good ones?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I actually come out of the payment space. I work for one of the largest and most important payments infrastructures in the world. And so also kind of like looking at even that Mastercard, right? I think the lessons learned are that much of the infrastructure and the logic and on the basis of what it's been created for still is relevant, right? I think the difference is just that now you have new technology. So I think it's about learning from the ethos of how they built and serving, global users, but at the same time combining that with, new infrastructure and new solutions.
So, stablecoin volumes and new partnerships keep making headlines. Are there recent developments in the market or at MANSA that you think signal a new phase for stablecoin-powered payments?
MANSA continues to partner across the board with payments companies in Philippines, Indonesia, Brazil, and the wider Latin region, as well as in Africa. So can't name any names, but definitely some very exciting things on the horizon.
Okay, and what's next for MANSA?
So we're basically going to be scaling more and deploying more. To date, we've done 150 million in payments finance, and very soon, we'll be deploying even more of that liquidity into the market. So hopefully, by this time in a quarter or so, we would have even doubled, if not tripled, that volume.
Looking forward to this. Thank you so much, Nkiru, and enjoy the rest of Token.
Thank you so much.